like what's going on back in Liberia. Don't want to won't be speak up, biz.
Man, hustle, my man. They be got a funny, my boy.
My man, Liberia, I don't hustle grind, my boy. On a serious note.
Me find on a era to catch it.
Why on earth Thomas Farah want to be a speaker?
I mean, the series on earth, they got people like Yagere as representative. The series is why. The series is a joke.
I mean, you got a representative of the people, my boy. We need that one person. We need that one person that's just going to talk it away.
Yeah, misbehave.
But I got a problem with Fallout because he's not consistent, bro. 1 minute he was for CDC, another minute he jumped the Unity Party, and then another minute he went, come on, bro. That's not politics, bro. No, that's self-interest. Yeah.
It comes down to that, you know, man. But today we got a guest today. We got a guest that's came through. Stop by. What's up, Smitty? How you feeling you get?
I'm good. You want to talk to the guest?
How you feeling? You feel good today?
Yeah.
Yeah, so welcome to Enterprise Podcast. Today, you know, we here. We have Smitty here with us, got Bill with us, and we got Mr. Spider Story himself, my man. Spider Story himself. Y'all know back in the day, y'all know what Spider Story mean, right?
No, you gotta tell us. I don't know.
So, no, we allow the guest to go ahead and introduce himself and also give you an idea. So the American guest, you know what Spider Story mean. So you're going to kind of walk us through it.
Okay. So, yeah, first of all, thanks for having me on your platform, man. I really like what you guys do. And I'm going to get to introducing myself, but I just wanted to make it very clear that I like how you guys set the standard in the space that you're setting, and my mindset and what, you know, my vision for everything I'm doing is about that, you know. So, but I'm Aries Adriano. That's, you know, my name on, you know, social media, all that. But biologically, my name is Stephen Cooper. I'm also known by the name Napoleon Chapin.
Can we go back? I'm somebody who loves aliases. Why do you go by, what was it? Aries. I love Aries signs. So that's why I'm just like, why did Aries is the god of war?
So sadly, it's not about the birth signs and all that. Yeah, it was more like the community I grew up in and, you know, my sense of style and how, like, you know, my clique thought that it was some kind of Italian name that it, you know, and eventually when I started getting in the space that I'm getting in now, I thought that it just made sense to have a full alter ego. So.
Oh, how many alter egos do you have? I got 3. They call me Smitty Stokes.
Well, right now I got 1 and I'm trying to stick to that one. Yeah.
Don't just let some more grow in.
Yeah. I mean, you know how it is. I might get in another space that, you know, I might need another alter ego for.
To encompass that whole entire personality and that brand.
Sure.
So can you tell us a little bit more about Spider storytelling? I know he teased it a bit, but can you tell the youth who don't understand, like me, what does Spider storytelling mean?
So Spider story, you know, and I'm happy you asked that question because it's been an opportunity for me to share our culture and tell the Liberian story. Ever since I came up with the that line in with the clothes, you know, I've had opportunities to share with different nationalities, people. I remember when I was coming back from Australia, the custom officer saw the no spider story, like, what does that mean? Is it spiders? But pretty much, you know, if you grew up in Liberia, you know spider story is a never-ending story. And many times it's like it doesn't have a head or a tail. You really don't know the direction that it's going, you know. But they, you know, no spider story got popularized, but the full saying is warning, no spider story. And what it's saying is, you know, I don't want drama. I don't want complication. I'm just trying to stay focused while I'm here on my path. So that's pretty much where it comes from.
But that's grabbed my attention. So when you talk about no spider story, who are you referring to as no spider story?
Man, you don't want to get me started. It's really applicable to everybody in every situation. I'm trying to push this mindset, you know, that people should just stay on their path, you know, and spider story, of course, is complication. It comes in there, complicate things. You don't know the head, you don't know the tail. So it's all about, you know, and ultimately that's the message I hope people get from the line, you know, which is, you know, I think as a group of people, it's time for us to stay on our path. First, identify our path, stay on it, and cut off all this spider story and all this noise and stuff.
So like, I mean, so like the read the cap, right? Spider right here, and then that goes to the Liberian flag. So that means Liberians, no spider story. That's a nice one.
So some of your other shirts you have too.
Yeah.
They have a slogan on it called Yena, right?
Yeah.
So Yena was a thing that started in Philadelphia, right?
Cool.
Let me just give a little backstory about Yena. Yena started some kind of big problem with me, some kind of piggy.
Yeah.
Some kind of piggy called Jody Chisel.
Okay.
So Jody Chisel was the one that came up with that slogan, Yena, right?
Okay.
So I remember like a long time ago when Bucky Rose in America, when they had this movement, movement. So Jody Chisel came up with the word Yena. That time, Jody Chisel, they didn't know about merch and all those things, right?
Yeah.
So I came up with the idea and said, okay, my man, so you got the movement, the Yena to my big out, put the money up for us to do the shirts. Tell me why I go tell it, man. I think that's some kind of big wahala happening in like the Liberian community in Philadelphia, this and that, and start throwing my name around. So how is it, like, how was you able to kind of push that out on your end without them feeling like you conflicted with what they have going on?
Well, I hope that they don't feel conflicted. Where I'm coming from with it is just amplifying our story. You understand? So if they do, I'm open to conversations and all that, but it's all about amplifying the story. Yeah, now I went with it because there's no parts of the word that a Liberian wouldn't use the word now, so it was a way to connect with the people and also give us that opportunity to share our story. Because again, like the spider story, I've had to explain now to other nationalities, and it's like, I mean, agreeing with you. I like everything that's happening right now. And now I like my life. I like my situation. So I have to explain that. So if you're out there, man, if you think you're not getting credit for something, I'm open to a conversation, but I want
you to...
Let me brag a little bit.
I just want to bring that story up.
Tell our story, man.
I just want to bring that story up because I'm basically like I'm living in the past when I seen that. I just seen that today.
Yeah.
And I thought about like what happened a long time ago.
Oh, man.
With that said, it was some kind of big thing, my man. I thought Facebook, then JP, the mob calls, all gonna do, community, let the feed us out. But big up to you, my man, for taking.
Let me brag a little bit, my boy, right? I mean, this is my alumni. Of the College of West Africa, one of the global institution within the Republic, far older than Liberia. 1839 was founded. Yes. So how that shape your life? How that help you shape your life, my brother? I mean, walking on the College of West Africa.
Shout out to all the foxes out there. It was an experience of, as you know, when we were, at least my time there, a good bit of it was during the civil strife and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So it was a different kind of experience. I think it did impact everything else that I did. One, I was able to build a really good network. There's still a lot of good friends that I made with my time there. Also, just, everything navigating life during that time. We all know how our systems are set up back there. It's navigating those and coming up with creative ideas and stuff like that. I think not knowing those were practices, we're already programming ourselves to be able to navigate other parts of the world we finally were able to, get to. But great experience, great foxes.
Great speaking about your experience, so we do understand that you've lived in Ghana, you've lived in Liberia, and then the U.S. Yeah. So all these different places have influenced your brand in some type of way, coming from your perspective and culture. So could you, broaden us on that a little more?
It's hard to really say it in one paragraph for lack of words, because and I think like everybody else, every environment you find yourself in, there's parts of it that rub off on you,
What from your experience and how about, let me simplify it. What from your experience in Liberia, which we get, the snow
fighting. So I was going to get to it. I was just trying to establish that, I was going to answer it in pieces, like what I learned from Liberia, what I learned from Ghana, stuff like that. So Liberia, man, to be honest, the hustle, show you how to hustle. You already know how the situation is.
That's the Serie A league right there. One of the toughest league.
What, the hustle?
Yeah, the hustle in Liberia, dude.
If you can make it in Liberia, my boy, you can make it in a party wall. All caps.
I want to take that. It showed me the power of, building friendships and, today I'm sitting here because of, JJ, a childhood friend from the Jersey estate, so it shows you that, at least that's as much as I learned from that part. Ghana.
At least JJ own a friendship and not legal friendship.
Not legal friendship.
Ghana, I think I picked up some entrepreneurial stuff from there. There's this, I just want to share it. There's this guy, if you're familiar with Ghana, Sarko era, there's a brand there called Odo Rice. Odo Rice. If you ever, I was there and I seen this dude start from like a shack. If you ever been in Ghana, those what you call chop bar, you pay for your meat and stuff like that. And I saw this dude turn it into like a 5-story building
Bush canteen,
with a restaurant down, shopping centers. He even had, I think, like a casino type. Like, he just built it up, right? For some reason, that was very inspiring to me. I just like the whole growth process of it. And I saw where he was coming from of it. So that I think it took, and even in Ghana, an additional experience. I have an aunt in Ghana that lives in the Pram Pram area. And one time I was fortunate to go there, and there was this group of guys. They bought these, I don't know if you guys ever seen it, but it's like a pickup truck, but it's just a bunch of speakers, and they go around in these, you know what I mean? They go to this village, play for wake, play for, and kind of sparks on, my interest in entertainment and how it brought people together and all that kind of stuff was sparked from there. And then in the U.S., of course, the impact I already got, I was fortunate to get some higher education, and all of that play, shaping who I am today.
Oh, if you don't mind asking, what was your higher education in the U.S.?
So my highest education is a master's in business administration.
Oh, math.
Yeah. So
Where'd you go?
CWA.
And I said I won now.
CWA.
Yeah.
Please.
But that's where the foundation came from.
And the ending result, where would you
got
go?
it from DeVry, the DeVry University here.
All those DeVry graduates, you hear him.
What I simply our president got on an issue for?
Who? Joey? Oh, I'm not sure. But we had to balance everything else we had to do here and still get the education.
Yeah.
They
that makes
offer.
sense.
Wow, that's awesome, bro.
Yeah,
That's
they
great.
offer the online program, accelerated programs and stuff like that. So we had to balance still grinding here, but still getting that. So.
Yeah, because you definitely want to be in that place where you're still growing as an entrepreneur. You don't ever want to become stagnant. Sure. And when you live, the Liberian hustle, we don't sleep. We wake up 4 o'clock in the morning, go to sleep 2 a.m. So
not Liberia, go to bed. The boy go to bed 7 o'clock.
That's true. That's true, bro.
The only place in the world, right, that you go to put it, they get job. They cry for money. 7 o'clock, they're closing their shop to go to sleep. Only place in the world, Liberia.
That's not true, bro. Which part of Liberia, bro?
All of it, he's saying.
He's saying. I'm trying to go some place that you even go there, man. You saw that 24-hour current.
Papa, so you served in the U.S. military for about 12 good years.
Yeah, long time.
So thank you for your service, no one has said it to you.
Thank you for your service.
One, what were some things that you took as because I know they're very orderly.
Very.
So you have to have discipline to be a successful entrepreneur. Were certain traits of discipline that you learned there?
Yeah, and you just mentioned 2 of them. Discipline, it shows you to stay on your path, but it also shows you how to stay in real time. You know what I mean? Like, you go areas, you assess what's going on, and you kind of understand how you fit in the picture.
They gave you quicker problem solving.
Yeah, because you have to make a lot of, especially when we go in these environments like deployments, combat, you have to be able to process things real quickly. There's this process and just a backstory to excel to ranks. You have to go to what is called a promotion board, and it's like a panel board with 5, some of the highest ranks you can think about, which is very intimidating. And they're asking these rapid questions, like a sergeant major is asking you a question, I
actually just heard about, it's the cemetery. Sorry, I'm off topic, but the cemetery of unknown soldiers.
Okay.
And like, I was just reading about how basically they have to learn like a couple pages of a booklet, be able to recite it basically off the top of their head. Even just like coming onto the clock, like they gotta, it's weird. Like they have to be in duty as they're walking into the clock, which I think is so crazy about the military. Is like one of the only jobs where it's like before you get out the car in the parking lot, you gotta be on duty. And like I think someone was saying they like watched a soldier come off duty and like he was walking like a sergeant until he got the end of I think like Washington or Pennsylvania Avenue where the White House was. Like he had to get past the gates of the White House and then he started walking normal.
Yeah, it can be like that. You know, if you don't know, like even in the military, you don't wear your headgear indoor. You know, you can't walk with your hand in your pocket. Some of the things I enjoy now. For those of you still in there, I enjoy that. You know, but there's a lot of restrictions, but it teaches you a lot of discipline. But one thing I just want to add, you know, as far as impacting and creating who I am today that I learned from the military, I excel up to the rank of a staff sergeant in the Army, which is grade-wise, it's like an E6. And usually it puts you in position to manage people, you know, and if you don't know, in the military, you're like a parent. Like if you have a soldier, and just to give you a backstory, if I had a soldier who went out on a Friday night and got a DUI, I have to answer for why he got a DUI. You understand? So working with a group of people, at one point I had about 68 soldiers under me running a whole motor pool. And it's just teach you to not only see, you know, the work and this, you start to learn and understand that everybody has their own issues they're dealing with in life and all that. So I think it's one of the greatest impact they had on me to really empathy, like to really, when I'm dealing with people, understand where they're coming from before, you know, I act or, you know, say some things.
I just took a course on that actually too. It was about like project management, basically like looking at each person on the team and delegating like what they're best at, even if they're best at this, but understanding the circumstances of the situation so the group can be at a greater gain. So that's really cool that you learned that.
And most importantly, leveraging it. Not just knowing it, but knowing how to leverage it, right? You know, to still get the mission done. Yeah.
Makes sense.
But how large is your team?
Right?
No, a staff sergeant.
A staff sergeant.
So that would be the master sergeant. So you got the staff sergeant, the sergeant first class, then master sergeant.
And then you got your master's in engineering.
Oh, I got my master's in business administration. I do have an associate's in computer and electronics engineering.
And then other than that, you're an entrepreneur as well.
Yeah, So
all these three combined, outside that, who really are you? Like, I want to know you a little bit. Can you tell us who are you?
Who I am? Yeah. You know, that's a deep question. And I don't know if it's something that you can easily answer in, you know, but I think from a very high, you know, bird's eye view, currently, I like to be in the moment. Currently, I'm the person on the mission to amplify the Liberian vibe, you know, whether it is through the clothing I'm making or through, you know, the podcast I started. It's all about telling a Liberian story. That's really my mission and taking our vibes to the world.
So I met you when I first met you, I was introduced to you by one of my guys and they told me about you.
Warstar.
Yeah,
right?
Warstar.
Yeah.
And you currently work with artists, right?
Yes,
Liberian artist, KZ, yeah. So how your current relationship when it comes to like the working and how, when it comes to Liberian music industry, right, being on the business side, I understand like how it works because I've been there before.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do it?
So, thanks for asking that question. Is a very important question because it's packed with so many things that's on my chest to talk about. But to answer the question in the way you asked it, you know, first off, KZ and myself still have a really good relationship. We work. It's not a traditional relationship like how you understand it in the music business because he's also a very personal friend of mine. KZ and myself met in a career when I was serving in the military and he was on his, you know, hustle there or whatever. And we met, became good friends. And, you know, he went his journey. I went back. I think I went Germany after career but we stay in touch. And, you know, after I got out of the military, we had a conversation. He had his vision to make a trip to the States and we decided to work on it together. But in addition to that, you know, I'm still like a force behind him, you know, with the projects and stuff you do, I have my eyes on it. So that's our relationship there,
Yeah, so I know it could be tough because, like, basically working in a space where there's no proper structure.
And I want to get to that. Thanks for bringing that back up. That was the last part, the other part of your question, right? Mm-hmm. So I do want to say, though, for the record, KZ last tour in America, it was an experience. For me, I like to look at things from my end. I don't look at things through people lenses. So everything that happened, the success or the failure, I'm asking myself, what did I do wrong? What did I learn from this? Stuff like that. It was an experience. I have a lot of theoretical knowledge about the music industry, but as you know, when it comes to practicality, it's a different game.
Yeah.
One mistake I think I made in all of that was I did not bring what I already know as a person through training, through education to it. I rely business as usual. I did the Liberian way. Oh, this guy can hook you up. Mm-hmm. You understand what I'm saying? As compared to this is a project and let me make sure these I's are dot, these T's, I rely on a lot on how we do business as usual. And the record is we did few shows, some were successful, some really went bad, and it's a lesson learned. We had to go back to the drawing board and hey, what did we do wrong? How can we make it better? What did we do right? Like everything I do in my life. So
definitely, that's major.
Yeah. I mean, that's it. Every day we live, we learn. It's all about experience.
Facts, yeah.
But with your brand, I mean, I love it. But are you producing for kids too?
Not yet,
because the idea of the spider story and all of that, I think that's going to sell more Wikitos.
That's nice. Yeah, so, and with everything else I'm doing, also trying to push this mindset, right? In the military, one of the things we learn is a crawl, walk, run. You always start from somewhere and then you walk and then you run. So my vision is to be this household clothing brand for our country, so I have to think of all of that. But in my current state, I'm also cognizant that I'm just starting. This is where I'm at, and just work it until we get there. But yeah, I do think about that. I will like to do that eventually.
Well, it's all about the brand, all right? It's all about the brand because, to be honest, I'm fascinated about the name. Spider Story. No Spider Story. What inspired you really about this Spider Story idea? Yeah, it's great.
You opening a conversation that I'm very passionate about.
A lot of people get in that
They inspire you. Like, you just wake up and say, no Spider Story. And then you tag the Liberian flag to where there's, so that means us as people.
Yeah, so it's a very loaded question. The answer is really because, and I'm pretty sure we'll talk about my podcast a little. I'm very passionate about this. The inspiration came from, I really, really feel when you stand outside of everything and look at it like brand story, it's like a spider story, brother. It's like, where are we going as a group of people? What do we stand for? Those kind of things. So when the line, when I started thinking about all of this, and there's a line that also very close to it, minding my business. So it's like, take the drama out and then stay on your path, So, but to answer your question directly, the inspiration is I want to push this mindset that, as a group of people, we should start cutting off this spider story. And
let's get to the point of it all.
Yeah.
So speaking of points, you brought up about your podcast that you're starting that, dives into Liberian conversations, somewhat like our podcast.
Yeah.
What conversations are you interested in sparking in the community? Because one thing about us, for us, since we started, it's been hot fire here and there. Are you ready for the hot fire? Are you excited for the hot fire? Are you excited for the change that you're going to bring about with that fire?
Before I answer that question, can you clarify when you say hot fire? What?
Well, we're in the fries, baby.
Oh, you're in the fries? Oh, okay.
In the fries. That's no fire stuff.
No, I mean, like I stated from the beginning, you guys are in a space and, you set the standard in the space that you're in. I think my space is, while we all are pushing the Liberian story, my space is kind of a little uniquely different in the sense that I'm more focused on our mindset and our identity as a people, like I often ask myself this question: as a group of people, what do we stand for? What do we believe in? Where, what's our direction? 15 years from now, what are we wanting to see for Liberia? What are we doing about it now? Those are the kind of conversations I'm interested in. So I do talk to everybody because I think, one, if you're a Liberian, you got something to say about the Liberian story.
Mm-hmm.
Two, I think more of the conversations need to be held. I feel like we shy away from some of these hard conversations. So I'm just trying to create that space that we can have those kind of conversations. So I talk to politicians, to entertainers, because I think, even to answer the question more directly, I'm frustrated that I think us in the diaspora can do more than we're doing right now. We send $360 million in the country every year, but it's mostly personal. Like, it's almost like, when do that translate to the general welfare of our community, the general welfare of our country? And I'm very frustrated about it. Like, you listen to our conversation, it's really my business, this.
Yeah.
What about my community? What about my family?
The thing about Liberia, right? And I continue to say this, not about that 300 million, whatever that was sent, whatever the case might be. It's the mindset of the people. So we need to remove ourselves from here and go back over there. You can, like they said, you can give me fish all day, and I'll eat that fish or finish. But you gotta show me how to fishing. You understand? So we gotta actually go back to show the people how to maneuver with the information that we receive from here. Because a lot of us, when in Liberia back in the day, would have probably been doing the same thing they're doing over there. So I don't judge them. That's their reality. So
true. I agree.
We have to figure that out as Liberians. How to, like, for example, you're in the military for 12 years, right? I know there's nothing in your body right now speaking to you, tell you to go help the men in it, to go be a part of that army over there that they're doing over there, to give them the information, show them how to structure it. So we have to be selfless as Liberians, because if you take a look at America, a lot of things, all these different nations, the people have these nations at heart, right? They would die for their nation. No amount of money can pay them for how much they love their country. So we Liberians, we need to figure out how to find that type of love for our country. Yeah. You understand? So
I know I'm on your show, but I'm really curious, especially that last part you asked, right? How do we reconcile that with the mindset? When you hear stories like, oh, I had $350 million to go invest in the country, but there's an individual in the government that want 200,000 out of it. Like, how do we balance? Because there are many of us here that want to go back and take what you're saying, but how do we balance it with that mindset in the country where it's almost like they're repelling us? Oh, you want to bring your American way here? I'm going
to address that.
No, look at it like this, right?
Yeah.
You have 300 million.
Yeah.
They want 200,000.
Yeah.
If you bring
350,000, they want 200,000 out of it.
So you said 350,000,
and they want 200,000.
Most of the stories are not true.
Okay. I mean, hopefully, I rather hope they are not true.
A lot of the stories are not true, because a lot of people don't have no 350 to go nowhere, and somebody want to take 200,000.
I hope they're not true.
If you take a look at, if you got 150 or 200, right? You want to go invest in somebody that want 10,000 off of that. That's just how you paying tax in America. You're going to pay way more than that in tax.
So wait, you're saying that that's the Liberia way?
Let me just add to what.
I'm trying to say that's the business where we live in.
Okay.
Maybe in like everybody, somebody got to eat.
True, I agree.
In America, they forcibly eat.
No, I agree.
If they eat, they'll put you in jail. But at least our people there, somebody got to eat, my man. Everywhere in the world kind of business.
But we do have to understand that sometimes the propaganda of it all is what holds us back. Us literally sitting here having the conversation about a hypothetical 400,000 versus the real 400,000 and where it's actually true and going. So the problem is us not finding out the true facts of what's going on. Thank you for the brand. No spider story.
Yeah, but
that's the whole back.
Yeah, and then one of the problems that we got, right?
Comes full circle.
Yeah, one of the problems that we got, right?
Yeah.
We don't follow up on things.
That's it.
We don't follow up on things. Like, people being Liberia say, oh, or the country ain't got law, the country ain't got rules and regulation. That's not true. But the thing is, when a Liberian man go to court for the first day, as soon as the judge postponed that hearing, He go back home. He's not going back the next day. But in America, the people chase it and follow it up till they see the end. So, I mean, the business opportunity is there for back home. Once you're a Liberian, the law guides you and protects you to carry on any type of investment you want to invest in back home. That's 100%.
And you really think this is the reality in Liberia?
Yeah, that's a reality. I'm born and raised in Liberia. I'm born and raised. I'm my life in Liberia. So I'm telling you about the business.
How do we reconcile that with the thousands of other stories that we are hearing?
Yeah, he wants to.
Story.
That's what I'm saying. Those are not true. Those are just rumors. People just do bad PR.
We have to bridge the gap. We do have to educate the people. Like Biz is saying, we do need to go home, and the people who do. Someone like you who have spent 12 years inside Army, yes, you would be one of the people who do need to go back home and be friends with the military men and make sure you're in those circles. Somebody who has the understanding about education needs to make sure they're becoming friends with those type of people, because the problem is the gap is not bridged. It is so spread out. We have this entitlement idealism that we in America are somewhat better than the people back home. But if we get back home, I mean, if I get back home, I'm going to be lost in the sauce. I ain't know nothing going on. So that's the only way we can get better. Even us driving here in the car, you guys were talking about selling something in the market. My brain automatically goes like, really? It's just that easy? Maybe I need to go back for 6 months and just sit there.
Easy as just like that.
Yeah, because the way my brain's operated, I have a bunch of inventory just sitting in the house. And you just put it online, you sell it, With all that mindset, if you went back home and did that in Liberia, imagine how much commerce will come into the country. But someone has to start.
You have to go home. I know.
Yeah, and we shouldn't say it, that there are not people who's not doing these things, but the accounts are there that there's so much rebelling. Like,
no. You know, another problem we're facing Liberians, right?
Yeah,
have a good heart. We're not willing to put people in jail for that behavior. And somebody steal money from me if I give you $1, right?
No, I think we're missing time.
We did talk about people getting.
No.
If you steal my money,
we're wrong. We're wrong about the guhar.
I'm gonna put you in jail.
We're wrong about the guhar, bro.
That.
We Liberians, we always wrong about our war where we say we got to go hard. We just shape our thoughts on the things that we want to believe, but I don't think we do. I don't think we got to go hard, bro.
Okay, it's not.
What he's saying is we cover it up as if we're helping the next man, and truly we're not. We're just moving our own agenda.
We prioritize other people than our own selves, than our own brothers and sisters. Okay, for example, I'm gonna do this right now live. How much you selling the product for, bro? How much this master's piece is going for?
I'm selling for $20.
$20?
Yeah.
And how much this beautiful one is going for?
Those are $30.
Good.
Yeah.
So, with the mass promotion on this, with the kind of good quality and brand he's bringing, bro, at least 100,000 Liberians within America and out of America should purchase this and making a millionaire.
But business doesn't work like that now, Bill.
What?
Business don't work like that.
How business work, bro?
Marketing and promotion, my brother.
But that's what I said. I said with the rightful marketing.
Yes.
But bro,
it's possible.
Bro, let me tell you something, right?
Very possible.
What you're talking about is like raising funds at this point.
No, I'm not talking about raising funds. A lot of people might not want to get this product.
Why?
Because he associated with it. Our people, bro, that's facts.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
Okay.
So I kind of disagree with you.
A lot of people not going to support you because it's jet based.
No, are you alluding to the fact that we don't, as Liberians, we don't support?
No, we don't support Liberian businesses.
Because it's Liberian, so I think that's what you're alluding to, right?
We don't support Liberian businesses. We don't. That's the fact.
I disagree with that.
All right. You can disagree, but we don't.
No, I disagree with that part, right? Where you say they want support because it's a Liberian brand, right? That's not why.
We're supposed to.
They want support.
We're supposed to take this as a challenge. We're supposed to take this as a challenge. Let me tell you a funny story, right? You know why no Liberian man import rice back home? Because whenever you try to jump in the market, right? Those people, while they closer you up, they drop the sales on the rice and then they kick you out of the game on a low cost.
It's business.
But you saying it's a business, but with the concept of us coming to get, bro, you bringing rice to feed your own people. So what not the people buy the rice from the Liberian man? That's the idea of love. That's the idea of being together. I mean, that's the power or strength of unity as a people, Joel. The effort he put in this to be an entrepreneur, to come and bring something that we all grow up listening to, Spider story, all those beautiful stories. This is us. This is a Liberian brand. And he already put the energy in it. This brand is out there. So what more you think for us to push it? If we don't wear this, who else gonna wear it? If we don't take this, who else gonna take this?
Yeah, go ahead. I like this conversation because I don't think that either one of you are on the wrong side of the fence. That's the reality. Like you keep saying, that's not how business works.
Business works.
That's the reality in it. But what you say also,
how he feels.
No, I said with the rightful marketing.
This is what I want to say.
With the rightful marketing.
What I want to say on this, my personal take on this is there is a lot of facts, I think, that to a certain extent, we as a group of people will support each other. But I think it stems from us just not liking our country like that. But I also think as a businessman, like I stated earlier, if I did a product right now and I brought it to you guys and all of you turn your eyes, I'm not looking at it like, oh, Liberian people not supporting me. I'm going back and asking myself, did I give them the product they're looking for?
What do I need to do?
You understand? What do I need to do?
To make them love it.
So, and I feel a lot of times as a group of people, a lot of us that have the opportunity to do things like this in any space, we approach it almost like our people don't deserve better. Even you see it, you go to a Nigerian restaurant, sparkling clean. You go to a Liberian restaurant, you got your whole country name on it stuff, Liberia. But we can probably take, you want African food, take you to a Ghanaian restaurant. When do we as a group of people,
dining space where,
look at it that way? Like, I'm going to say this is a Liberian restaurant. Let me represent my country. Is this what we stand for? You understand? This is my frustration.
Well, my favorite fine dining restaurant in Philly is called Fuji's.
The thing about the whole situation, right? One thing I always say, Liberian people are the most supportive people in the world. Because in these other markets, bro, I've been around a lot of stuff. I've been around the Nigerian market, Ghanaian market. For these people to look at you, anything that you bring into them, what type of work you got to do.
It has to be at a certain standard, right?
What kind of investment you got to put behind it? Bro, when y'all sit down here talking about Liberian people, bro, hold on real quick, man, hold on.
So you think Liberian people, you're foolish?
Hold on real quick. No, we think Liberian people is stupid.
No, but that's what you're trying to say.
I said Liberian people.
That's what you're trying to say.
Liberian people are very, very supportive, right?
So,
when you take
all entrepreneurs back home are all foolish people.
Just hold on for a second. Let me land.
Yeah.
Liberian people are very supportive. If you take a look at the artists, the production, the marketing, the amount of money they spend on marketing for them to say to get fans around here, bro. You go in these different markets, they're not drinking in there. The underground artists work harder than our top-notch artists. You understand? Their content, the stuff they push out to the world. So we need to stop, bro. We need to stop this feeling like, because I'm Liberian, somebody's with them. No, nobody owe you nothing. You could have been a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, you could be anything else in this world. You decide you want to be a part of something, you have to do what it takes to be that. We need to stop it. I don't agree with nobody that sits and says Liberian people not supportive. Liberian people are very supportive.
So you got a problem against growth? Is that what you're telling me?
No.
Liberians have a problem against growth.
If we don't grow a problem with people.
If we don't grow it for you, who else going to grow it? That's my point.
No, you're not understanding what I'm saying to you, right?
But you're not understanding me too.
If he decide he wants to step into the merchandise space, right?
Yeah.
Or the designing space, right?
Yeah.
He has to do everything in his right mind, his power, to make anybody in the world love his stuff. Not just Liberians. You understand?
Okay.
So once you start operating in that mindset, we will become some of the greatest people in the world because we have things to give to the world.
I want to support, just add something. And I believe this strongly, exactly what you say. I believe it strongly because since we launched the brand, we've taken it to Canada, we've taken it to Australia. We've been in our communities and, I think one interview I did with DJ Chicago, he mentioned this. When you talk, there's a Liberian brand, people are like,
that's my boy Chicago.
Price,
shout out to you.
But then when we finally got there and they saw the product and they saw the quality, it was different. That whole Liberian business, it was like, this is dope. You can compare it with this brand. And that's what you're alluding to. I really think the same. And I really think everybody, that's how I operate. If something don't go right for me, I'm not looking at, you should have done this. It's like, what did I do wrong? how could I make this better? That kind
My
of situation.
brother, they got this.
We should support.
Fashion Week in Paris, right?
Yeah, I agree with
We
you.
should support.
Yeah, Fashion Week in Paris.
But brother,
right?
you work hard for your
We
money.
should breed.
Are you gonna buy?
We should breed our own millionaires.
It's a Liberian.
We should breed our own millionaires.
My brother, Fashion Week in Paris.
Dangote
was last weekend, right?
Yeah.
A friend of mine is called Holly. He's a Liberian designer. He created this hat. That's what Davido was wearing. Davido could have been wearing anything. You understand what I'm saying? A Liberian designer. You think David put that hat on because of Big Info? Like, hell no. He put that hat on because it's something that was nice and dope that he wanted to wear. So, bro, we need to stop all this.
Bro, are you talking about individual, bro?
Bro, I'm talking
about people in general.
Stop this Liberian.
Dangote couldn't have been Dangote with all the help of the Nigerians.
How? Yes, please explain Dangote's story to us.
Bro, I mean, we're not on the platform for Dangote. You go do your research, bro. But I'm telling you that Dangote was not going to be a Dangote with all Nigerians.
That's false.
I'd love if we could reel it back in, you guys. And I was wondering for my own self, I'm a very balanced person. You talk about a lot that you do. You seem to live a very full life, which I admire. How do you find the time for yourself, for your children, for your work, for your multiple business ventures? Because you don't seem like somebody who works with one trade either.
Yeah, thanks for the question. Their support system, I try to build a very nice support system, partners. I don't have children. I have 8-year-old son. He's like he does a lot. I usually spend the weekends when I'm not on the road and stuff with him, and I draw a lot of inspiration from him. Funny thing, like some of the designs I even have, he has his input in it. He'll be like, I don't like it that way. I like it this way.
Make sure you get a little 10% now.
He won't help me with the spot design, right?
Make sure you put his name on the paperwork, okay?
It is a lot, but I don't do it all by myself. I depend on a lot of people. I think we started a conversation. I talk about the importance of building network and teams and support system. I do personally do a lot on my own, but because of that support system, it don't feel that way.
Do you find it hard sometimes to dish out the work because you feel like you can do it? Not to say even
so
ego, but
story,
just, yeah.
I'll say this. Before the army, I had that problem with where he do it the way, but I also learned that there's way to delegate, as long I feel that people give their best when they are clear on what is expected from them.
Oh, you ever read the book? I think it was The Art of War. And
Sun Tzu.
Yeah, the one Chinese general came in.
And that's Sun Tzu.
Yeah, he told the Chinese emperor, call 100 of your concubines and bring all your wives, and have your wives stand in front of each concubine and tell your wife the direction. And then I think the wives were to tell the concubines the direction. And then the wife didn't give the concubines laugh when they got the direction. So the general told the emperor, you have to cut your wives' heads off. And he was like, why? He said, if you cannot, if they can't give direction, they can't lead. And if they can't lead, your whole entire army's over.
And that's an addition to your original question about things that I learned from the military. That would be one of the stuff I learned. As a NCO, non-commissioned officer or sergeant, you got sometimes, in some cases, 8-9 soldiers that you literally responsible for their life in certain situations. And sometimes just a matter of them not understanding a specific information that could be whether they die or they live. So clarity on that, I try to do it. I'm not perfect at it, but I try to lead with that. Like, I get in anywhere, I understand what is expected of me. And, if I expected something from someone, what is expected of them? Be clear with that.
Yeah, definitely. So, man, it was nice talking to you, man. You got a lot of stuff going on.
Thank you.
And we want to say big up to you and keep going. And I like how you take a look at it. You're not looking at it in a way where it's like, oh, you feel like people owe you something.
No.
You figuring out how to create something and push it out. And I hope one of these days we all can be in that land where we can be able to, people can feed off our energy. Because we understand how important it is with the mindset. In Liberia, the problem Liberia facing right now is the mindset. You understand? That's why a lot of Liberians come here and they have issues here too. Because they don't understand certain things mentally. So big up to you, man.
Thank you.
Keep going. And I see you have a lot of different stuff. You got the Spot Story.
Yeah.
You got the
minding my business.
Minding my business.
I love Spot Story.
You have the other one is called Liberian Vibe Only, right?
So Liberian Vibes Only. So I don't know how much time we got, but quickly, Liberian Vibes Only is the brand.
Okay.
You know, we try to amplify the Liberian brand. So, but then, you know, in the fashion, you got a brand. So I look at it like, you know, you got Ralph Lauren, but you got the purple label, you got, you know, Polo, but they all Ralph Lauren. So LVO is the brand.
Yeah.
And where can we pick it up if we would like to grab a couple
we do
pieces?
have a website, www.libvibes.com. We are also on Instagram, LIB_vibes only. And then on Facebook as LVO. And we also are in the middle of this campaign called Taking the Vibes to the Road. Just came back from Canada, Montreal, Canada, Sunday, like early Monday morning. And I'm hitting the road again for an hour on Wednesday night. Mm-hmm. So we are, you know, taking the vibes, sharing what we're trying to do, the mindset and all that stuff with our communities. And we, you know, going as far as we can take it.
Well, you guys heard it here first. LVO is on the road. They'll be coming to a state near you soon. You'll be able to pick it up on hand, or you can go to the website, or you can go to the Facebook page, or you can go to their Instagram page.
So, Leia, my people, we got a beautiful cap right here and a nice looking t-shirt. Liberians, you seeing it? Looking all nice.
Yeah, it's like giving back, right? Giving back. You guys have any plans on doing any give back? Because like we go back home December. We give back to charities and stuff like that.
This going to summer, we had a presence there. We took a lot of stuff. If you check the Instagram, you'll see we had an opportunity to present one of our t-shirts to Michael Blackson. We work with a bunch of the artists out there. So the overall plan, man, apart from amplifying this, I'm always in a happy space where I see our people doing positive things, you know. To answer your question directly, I can't really speak much on it, but there is a plan to do like a festival this summer.
Okay.
Where it will be a special production that we're just going to celebrate.
We'll be here.
I think
in Philadelphia. Yeah.
And I think the now brand would be nice too for the content meat.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you could crop it nice too, I mean, it's going to sell. It's beautiful.
You like it.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
And can I say this quickly? I really want, and this is for our people, right? I really want to say this. I strongly believe in this crawl, walk, run phase. You know, the way I'm approaching this, you know, because I'm saying this because I've had conversation with people like, oh, you know, are you just a t-shirt company? There's a vision, you understand? But at every phase of that vision I'm at, I want to give my best. So yes, I'm only giving you t-shirts right now. I'm just giving you sweaters right now. But if that's what I'm doing now, let it be at the highest quality. You know, eventually when I get to making sneakers and suits, again, I would just kill it.
I can't wait for the kids.
Quality, you know, the kids, you know,
I can't wait
that's
for
where it's at. So I just want to say that stop bothering me with why you're not making sneakers yet and all that. It's a vision, we'll get there, but.
Asking for sneakers already?
No Spot Story. They're right here. We get at the west side, my people. Your purchase it, your show love.
Yeah.
That's what we're talking about.
Thanks.
Let's take this brand to another level.
Thanks. Yeah.
Oh, yo, who publicly flunking today?
I apologize if this gets you in trouble.
We're going to public flunk today.
I don't know, for some reason, I just love this. No Spot Story. Yeah.
And that's why I hope that folk our people
the texture is good.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, good quality. Good quality.
One thing about me, when you're good and not good, once it's Liberian, I'm still going to show love.
You know, quickly though, I like where that's coming from, but I think...
Because there's a lot of effort in this.
I understand, I like where you're coming from, but I think in a way, going back to your point, JBiz, we use that to enable substandard. And I don't like that, you know, like to your point. If something's not good, brother, if you really love somebody, tell them the truth. This stuff not good, bro.
I'm going to tell you the truth.
Because you're like, bro, now you enabling.
No.
The thing is,
I'm not going to
give
waste your
people
effort. I'm going to still tickle one and then tell you, so you got to improve.
Yeah, if you do
I
that,
got to support you.
I appreciate it.
Because we don't get a lot of people in this space that are trying to tap into the entrepreneurial space.
I appreciate it.
I
appreciate it.
Mommy won't public flunk somebody today. Hey, the producer said she ain't public flunk nobody today. You're lucky. We'll let you go.
But I do want to say, man, great platform. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you for coming. We really appreciate
So please,
you
my
coming
people,
and dropping some
just
gems.
show our brother love. Yana is out. No Spotter Story is out. That's it.
My
Let's take this brand to another level. So today's episode was sponsored by Yana and No Spotter Story.
Made in Liberia is also coming. There's
What?
Made in Liberia.
Oh my God. That made in Liberia, right? And not the other man what we talking about. He can't when you're 18-year-old. I mean, he had the age of 8-year-old. He be talking about you made in Liberia. What you made?
In Liberia, man, living 24 hours calling into a zone. Not calling into a zone out there. All
right. Thank you again for coming in today and dropping some gems. I can't wait to have you back when you have your sneakers.
Oh,
and the MIL, okay?
Yeah,
thank you. That one.
All right, it was great, man. Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Have
everybody took their cap and t-shirt? You got your t-shirt, your cap, yeah?
I have my shirt.
Smitty, took your cap and t-shirt yet?
My t-shirt.
T-shirt, you got your cap?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice. It's all like that.
Yeah, that's nice. Welcome.